Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 201. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we are going to listen to the 33rd chapter of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA. In this chapter, as always, Hemat Panji is commencing by expounding the philosophies connected to the topic. He completed the 32nd chapter explicating the significance of Udi by underscoring the sloka from Ishavasya Upanishad as the same was asserted by Sri Sai Maharaj as a conclusion of the story narrated by him. In continuation to that, Hemat Panji is expounding the greatness of Udi in this chapter. This chapter consists of 239 OVs. In fact, even the following chapter is based on the same topic. So, Hemat Panji, while writing it in Sri Sai Leela magazine, wrote chapter 33 and 34 as part 1 and part 2 titled as Greatness of Udi. As an introduction to this chapter, Hemat Panji is highlighting philosophies illuminated by Upanishads related to the term Udi. We shall try to understand the core principle of the word Udi. The term Udi denotes Unnadi, so the two syllables of the word Unnadi, that is, the first syllable U and the last syllable Di, combined together forms the word Udi. The meaning for the term Udi is deeper and more difficult to comprehend. The term Unnadi means exceptional. One can enjoy both the trivial and spiritual benefits through Udi. Let us see how this is possible. Say a devotee approaches Sri Sai Maharaj and requests him to bless his daughter to get married soon. If Sri Sai Baba would give Udi and bless the girl, then she will soon be blessed with a family life. This way, the material benefit is attained. Similarly, if a person is leading a pious life and seeks the grace of Sri Sai Maharaj for his spiritual upliftment, and when the Udi is given to him with the blessings of Sri Sai, such as Allah Bala Karega, then in a subtle manner he gets the guidance and that will elevate his spiritual life. Hence, Udi is given both for gaining worldly and spiritual upliftment. How can the ashes fulfill worldly and spiritual desire of a person? When wood is burnt, the ashes is the end product, and this is when, given by the Guru with his blessings, then it gains the required energy to uplift a person in all aspects. There is another connection to it. Of all the 5 elements of nature, water will flow downwards, air will blow in all directions, sky is boundless, earth is stable, but the fire will always burn facing up. Any object, when offered to the fire, will get burned. The flames will burn upwards and turn all the objects into ashes without any disparity. As the flames phase upwards, similarly, the product that is got from that holy fire will uplift the life of a person. While describing the traits of Agni at the time of performing yagnas, Swaha Devi, being the wife of Agni Deva, takes the ahuti, that is the sacred items offered to the Agni Devata to the respective deities. Hence, the priest uttered the word Swaha at the end of every ahuti mantra. The one who maintains Agni every day is known as Agnihotri, and the process is called as Agnihotram. Everything will turn into ashes at the end. Hence, we should bear in mind all these visible phenomena in the universe is as transient as the ashes. There are two stages, one is eternal and the other is transient. All that is transient, that is subject to changes, will have to meet its end. Whatever is eternal, that is constant, will remain so forever. The ability to discriminate the entities based on their existence is prudence. Hemat Panji has narrated eloquently about the sense of discrimination and prudence. Any object when offered to fire will turn to ashes, but if ashes are offered, that will only remain as ashes, because that's the final stage of any product. It cannot take another form. So, ashes are permanent. Hence, this is considered as nityam, that is eternal. The product offered is anityam, as it is subject to changes, whereas the outcome is nityam, as it will remain the same. This is the final stage of any product, and the word final is termed as param. The holy process of converting a transient object into an eternal product is done by fire. When a prefix vibhu is added to the word udi, it is known as vibhuti. There are various names for the term udi. It is also called as bhashmam and rakshak. Every term has a deeper connotation, and all these are narrated by Hemat Panji in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA very eloquently. In Sanskrit, we can find at least three meanings for the term vibhu. The first one is it is the greatest one, that is param. Secondly, it is the ultimate thing. Thirdly, it is the most powerful. The prefix vibhu is added to the base word udi to denote the greatness of udi. As mentioned earlier, this is one thing that could fulfill both material and spiritual wishes of a person. Udi is also termed as bhashmam, and it can be split as ba plus sma. Ba means bharatsanam, that is destruction, and sma denotes smaranam, which means in memory of. So, bhashmam means remembering the destruction. Hemat Panji supports this thought with various examples. This body is known as shariram, which means the one that is collapsible. Every second it is undergoing changes. Body is journeying at a rapid speed towards death. The life span is getting reduced, and to indicate this, the body is termed as shariram. This body is subject to ashes one day. Hence, without wasting your time, strive hard to gain spiritual knowledge and progress in your spiritual life. This is the philosophy of life and is reminded through the word bhashma. Devotees, isn't this marvelous to learn that the term udi holds so much of significance and is laden with great insight? To conclude, the term udi emphasizes on the core principle Jagat Mithya, Brahmam Satya, which means Brahman is eternal and the world is transient. World is known as Dunya in Hindi language, and this precarious world is dropped into the Duni, that is the sacred fire, by Sri Sai Baba and transforms it into the ashes, which is perpetual, and distributed it to everyone as a blessing. Hence, Sri Sai in his assertion said that Udi is the greatest healing medicine that I am leaving behind to get relief from all kinds of maladies and challenges for you. To recall, on a Dhanatrayodashi day, that is 2 days prior to Deepavali, to save the life of a child, Sri Sai Maharaj inserted his divine hand into the blazing dhuni. His hand was scorched by flames. Sri Sai Baba offered a part of his yogic body to the sacred flames for the sake of saving the child of a blacksmith. Thus, he energized or transferred his yogic power to the sacred fire by burning a part of his arm. That's the reason the Udi is so magnificent. Sri Sai devotees know that one needs to wait in long queues for darshan, and in Shirdi, after having the divine darshan of Sri Sai Maharaj, every devotee will be given a very tiny packet of Udi as prasad from Sri Sai Baba's dhuni by the Sansthan staff, as this is the most precious thing to get from Sri Sai. Such is the glory of this Udi, and Sri Sai Maharaj gave more prominence to it. So devotees, for your own benefit, remember these stories that are connected with Udi, as this will benefit you both in your worldly affairs and in spiritual matters. While Sri Sai was in his mortal coil, he received dakshina from the devotees. Some of that money was distributed to few devotees regularly, and a major part of the dakshina money was used to buy wood for fire. Logs of wood were stacked in the corner of the masjid. Hemat Panji says the dakshina money was used for buying wood to feed the holy fire dhuni. So, when dakshina merges with Udi, it signifies the blending of prudence and zealous. We knew that Sri Sai Baba always insisted on Shraddha and Saburi, which is understood as faith and patience. We can pair Shraddha with Saburi and prudence with zealousness. Sri Sai Maharaj says Shraddha and Saburi are like twin sisters, because if a person is having faith, then he must be having patience. On the other hand, if a devotee has patience, it means he has faith. Whereas prudence and zealousness are not so. They are two different entities. Only when they combine, then the spiritual pursuit of a person will speed up and he can cross the worldly ocean to attain liberation. When a person possesses prudence and not zealousness, then it is stubbornness or resistance to change. In this 33rd chapter, 19th OV, Hemat Panji mentions that while receiving dakshina from devotees, Sri Sai Baba took it as an indication of their detachment and zealous to wealth. So, the ashes that comes out of this signifies prudence. Only when dakshina and Udi are brought together, prudence and zealous will merge. Hence, Sri Sai Baba took dakshina and distributed Udi. In another occasion, Sri Sai Maharaj had mentioned that on whosoever God is satisfied and desires to bring nearer to him, he grants the sense of prudence and zealous to that person. Whenever we see a person that is detached in worldly life, we wonder how he could remain like that. But we fail to realize that it is the biggest boon from God to remain so. Because this state of mind is granted only to that person by God whom he chooses to elevate spiritually. Such a person will enjoy the two great qualities such as prudence and zealous, says Sri Sai Baba. When Sri Sai Baba was in his mortal coil, did he distribute Udi to everyone generously? For instance, if a devotee visits him from far off place and he comes for darshan in the morning, noon and evening, Udi was not given to him at any of these circumstances. But when he comes to get Sri Sai's approval to leave Shirdi, At this juncture, if Sri Sai tells someone to get Udi, it is understood that the person is permitted to go. None left Shirdi without receiving Udi from Sri Sai Baba. This is with regard to devotees residing outside Shirdi. But this is not the case with local devotees, that is Shirdi residents. To them, Udi was given almost every time they returned home after taking his darshan. Sri Sai Maharaj wanted to underscore the significance of Udi as Bhashmam, that is, the life is momentary and what is everlasting is only the ashes. To remind this principle, he gave Udi to his devotees at the time of returning home. By giving Udi, he tried to instill the thought that this world is transient, hence give your attention to God and traverse the path that would lead you to liberation. Whenever Sri Sai Maharaj was in divine joy, he would sing thus: Ramate Ram Avo Ji, Udi ki goniya Lavo Ji. Ho playful Rama, please come, get the miraculous life-saving Udi sack full. In this song, Sri Sai Baba uses metaphors and sings that Lord Rama is getting sacks and sacks of Udi. Hemat Panji says, none can measure the quantity of Udi that was delivered by the holy fire Duni. This is also highlighted by Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji in 5 names under Sri Sai Sahasranamavali. We can dwell deep into those and listen to the miracles related to Udi in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.